Welcome, everybody. Welcome. It's been a while since we got to talk, and I apologize about that. I've been pretty busy, started a new job, um, getting into some online drama, but that's neither here nor there. Um, Also, kind of rethinking a lot of things because I have been um, very sore um, after practices, and then going straight into working out the next day. It just felt like I was overly beating myself up. For me, the practice table is 100% where my efforts, should be for all of my techniques, for applying power, and I don't have a club where, um, you could just go there and one dude is just gonna hold you all night, and let you work. Nick is definitely levels above me, but even him, once he starts getting a little bit tired and I get the right setup, I can get pins on him. So in my club, we're all so close to each other for the most part that it's not really matches, but we're going hard, right? Which is fine. Iron sharpens iron, right? So, it's not one person could just sit there and hold all night. Um, there's a few members that are brand new that we can do that with, but they're coming up so quick. We're not gonna be able to do it with them for very long either. But anyway, so practice is definitely harder than what should be, but it's kind of where I want to focus. But so I've been doing a lot of thinking, and a couple of things. Number one, I'm not a hook puller, nor am I ever going to be one. So I don't really want to focus any energy on doing strict supination or strict side pressure, um, because that's just not the way I pull. That's not the way I want to pull. Now, I'll still do my drag hooking, and stuff like that. And side pressure is going to naturally build through table time and stuff like that. And I want to have some sort of hook, not to get into a hook battle with, but enough that if I do get sunk into a hook, unless the guy is just, a lot stronger than me, I can then use that to pronate and rise. I can still protect my pronation in the cup and stuff like that. So there's that. So I did a lot of thinking, and I did a lot of research. And for strength, higher weight, lower rep. That's pretty much known across the board. Higher weight, lower reps. So, but for tendon building and for arm wrestling, you also want a lot of reps with lower weight to build your tendons and your connective tissues and stuff like that. So this is a weird sport because you got to balance it out. And of course, this is a journey, right? So I'm going to have peaks and valleys, and I'll figure it out. So I've kind of redesigned my plan. It's going to generally follow the same rule, but same thing that I've been doing. But instead of doing like volume day with 25 reps of lower weight, because I couldn't keep doing the 50% of my max. I just couldn't. I don't have it in me because my maxes are going up, which is great, but I just can't keep doing 25 reps at 3 sets. I might be able to do 1 set at 25 reps, but then I feel like I'm just not getting enough work in. So what I've done is I'm thinking, 50+% of my max, whatever I can do, and I'm going to do 3 sets of 10. And now that I've got the pulley on a lot of my exercises, I'm going to do a high, middle, and low set. So that way I attack the same muscle 3 different ways. That's going to be on my Fridays and my Sundays. They're going to be my volume day. But I've also changed because I've taken out supination. And I've taken out doing cup on my volume day. And you'll understand why in a minute. Please just bear with me. So I'll go through the days for you. Monday is still going to be leg day, and I'm going to actually be moving back into my home to do these exercises. Planet Fitness was great and all that, but I couldn't justify the $25 a month to go there and only spend 3 days a week. I have a treadmill here. I'm going to be investing in a bar. with 1 inch ends. Ryan was very generously going to allow me to borrow one of his bars, but he has real bars with Olympic weights. I only have 1 inch weights. So, again, special thank you to him for that. But I'm going to have to get a bar with 1 inch ends. And I'm going to get a bar off of Amazon that allows you to, I think my teammate Levi too has one. He just got it where it has the handles in the middle to do hammer curls, so natural grips. As far as back workouts, I have a pull-up bar, and I can do cable rows with this, so it's really not that big of a deal. Plus, I'm engaging my back every single time I'm on the table, every time I'm pulling this off the pulley, so my back will get strong. Anyway, so Monday is leg day. I'm still going to stick to squats. I'll probably do some lunges, and I'll probably do some cardio. Here's where the difference comes in, and this is where the high reps come in with the low weight. I'm going to be taking resistance bands, probably 50 pounds. And if the resistance bands just become too light, I'll probably start doing it with like 10 or 15 pounds of real weight. I don't really see myself getting above like 20 or 25 pounds real weight because, again, I don't want to break myself down with these. I want to build up my connective tissue and my joints and my tendons. So Mondays are leg days, right? So we get the leg day out of the way. Hand and wrist workouts are going to be 200 reps with a 50-pound band, pronation and rise. That's just putting the band underneath my foot, so I literally just eliminate my arm, right? And I'm not beating up my bicep and all of that shit. Like my brachialis always gets beat up. I'm not doing that anymore. So I just do the hand and wrist workout. That's it, just the hand and wrist. So I'm going to do that, and then and that's 200 reps throughout the day, and then 200 reps of cupping that day at 25 to 30 pounds. I find that doing sets of 50 at 25 to 30 pounds gives me a really nice pump and a really nice burn, and it also confuses my forearm because when I do the heavier stuff later on in the week, at 25 reps at 50 pounds. It's more redlining or more max effort type stuff, but it doesn't give me as much of a burn. Anyway, so that's that. Tuesday is still going to be rest day. Wednesday is still going to be max effort day. Next up will be cup. So I already did pronation. Next up will be cup, and then the same thing for the hand and wrist. I'm going to do the same exact stuff. 200 reps of pronation and rise with a 50-pound band. 200 reps of cupping. With 25 to 30 pounds. Thursday is my practice day. With this new job, I can't make it out to Ryan Dunwoody's. I wish I could, but I just can't. I'm fortunate enough that they're going to allow me to take off basically Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for these tournaments in the summer. And I can take off a Sunday here or whatever. But yeah, I can't get Saturdays off. It's one of those things where it even says right on my thing, every because I'm an assistant manager there, but every manager must work a minimum of 8 hours on Saturday. So yeah, for them to even give me Saturdays off is a big deal, and I don't want to abuse it as much as I want to go practice with these guys, because pound for pound, they're probably the most elite team in North Carolina right now. That's no bullshit, they probably are. And I'd love to go there, but I just can't. So maybe every now and again I can get down there on a Tuesday and pull with them, but other than that, I'm not going to be able to do it. So for the most part, Thursdays are my practice days, which is also my bench press, shoulder press, tricep press days. So again, this is going to be done at the house. My wife said that she'll spot me. I'll teach her. So because of the fact that I've got practice and push, I'm going to lower my reps on my hand and wrist, but I'm still going to train my hand and wrist that day because, it's probably going to be after practice because I want to make sure that the blood flow gets in there to start rehabbing everything. Again, isolation, hand and wrist. 100 reps of each, pronation, rise, and cupping that day. Friday, volume day. This is the first day that I kind of go hard with my workouts. It's going to be 3 sets of 10. Again, high, middle, low of at least 50% of my max for pronation. 3 sets of 10, same thing, high, middle, low. 50% plus of my rise. And then 2 sets of 10 at 50% plus, whatever I can do, basically, of 1 set of offensive pronation, 1 set of defensive pronation. So one will be at a high pulley for offensive, one will be at a low pulley for defensive to fill in the holes that I personally have in my game. That day will also see 100 reps of cupping at 50 pounds. So that's going to be lower reps, higher weight for my cupping. And we're just going to do 100 reps of the isolation for the hand and wrist stuff. Saturday, biceps and back. So it's still going to be hammer curls, regular curls, preacher curls. And I'm going to do a lot of one arm rows off of this and a lot of pull-ups. And then that day is going to be back to the 200 reps for my hand and wrist. Sunday is volume day. Now, this is going to be a little bit different. This is going to be my drag pronation, so my movement on the table. Again, 3 sets of 10 at 50% of my max. This is going to be hard work. Drag pronation, drag hook, and then straight back pressure. All of that. Probably, again, with the upper, middle, lower, take use of the pulley. That day is also going to see 100 reps of cupping at 50 pounds. So again, the lower reps at the higher weight. And it's also going to see 100 reps of hand and wrist stuff. So I know that sounds like a whole ton of hand and wrist stuff, but more and more and more, I'm seeing all of the top pros say, look, your hand and wrist should and can be trained every day. It's where your bicep, your brachialis, and that's basically about it. Your bicep and your brachialis usually are the ones that get and your elbow if you're a side pressure puller. So your bicep, your brachialis, and your elbow are what basically let you down, about training every day. Then you overtrain. But your hand and wrist, as long as you don't go crazy, really can be trained and should be trained every day. And I used to be a mechanic. I used to be a laborer. I used to train my hand and wrist every day. Obviously not in arm wrestling specific stuff, but that's why my hands are so strong to begin with, is because I worked my hands and wrist every day. So I'm going to try this out until at least March 12th. I'll probably take a week off before March 12th. But until then, you'll be along for the journey as usual. I'm not going to bother showing you on my days where I'm doing like squats in the house, because it's going to be ugly. I don't have a squat rack. Right now, I don't even have a proper bar. When I start getting the equipment, I'm sure I'll start bringing you in on those days. But for right now, I'm going to focus mainly on the arm wrestling stuff, and showing you that. And if there's any requests that you guys want to see, just let me know. I'll take you through my hand and wrist workout, which is just a 50-pound band. And I usually sit at my desk, put my arm on my knee. So picture this as my knee. I put my arm on my knee, and if I need a little bit more resistance, I just take the other hand and brace my forearm. And then it's just literally full range, over the thumb, and then full range riser, and that's all I do. And that'll be my reps. And as far as the cupping, it's always off the pulley, and a high pulley at that. So that's it. That's where we're at right now. Like I said, this is a journey. By the way, I'm down to about 239. I have been at 239 for the last 3 days. Now, I went all the way down to 239 flat, and then I've been at like 239.4, 239.8, but I haven't hit 240 again as far as in the morning, so that's good. I'm not saying I won't, because again, this is losing weight very, very slowly, but like right now, I can make a 230-pound weight class, because a 9-pound weight cut, as far as water, is not hard to do. So I could do that without even thinking about it. My goal is to get down to somewhere around 220 or lighter by June, and try to make 210 for those. And if I can't do it at June, then I'll do it at August. But yeah, this is my third year in arm wrestling. I'm just breaking into my third year. I'm literally just starting it. My third year of arm wrestling. This is a journey, right? We're growing, we're learning. I'm finding out things that work for me that don't. I'm not comfortable in a hook. I don't like it. I don't like the way it feels. Me personally, I think it makes an otherwise easily winnable or losable match a grinder when it doesn't need to be. And for that, I'll use an example. And spoiler alert, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Should have changed channels by now. Devin and Saunders, when Devin was obviously dominating him, he let Saunders into a hook, right? And then, granted, he held them relatively comfortably, but you can tell on some of Saunders' surges, Devin had to really, shake and grind and, grit his teeth and absorb it. Why go through? I mean, I get why he did it, but I'm saying as a puller, especially a new puller, why go through that when you don't need to, right? If you're just showing off, I understand, 100%. If you're just showcasing your arsenal, I understand. But what I'm saying is as somebody that's still learning, still coming up, still building his base strength, still figuring out where his body wants to be as far as weight, all of that stuff, why make a match closer than it needs to be, right? If I can bust your hand, I'm going to beat you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to try my best to beat you from there. And that's my best chances to beat you. If I can bust your hand, I've got the best chances to beat you. Somebody like Ryan Bellinger, I'm not busting his hand. You know what I mean? So like, it's not going to happen. Will this happen in 5 years? Maybe, but doubtful. But it doesn't matter because Ryan is up here and I'm down here. I'm still learning, right? But I want to have that like what Devin says speaks to me, because it's not just that I'm a Devin fanboy. It's that his style of pulling makes sense to me, right? And that's all that matters, right? For me, that's all that matters. If you win the top, you win the match, or at least you control the match. And that goes for a hook. That goes for a top roll, especially for a top roll. Hell, John Milne even said, it even goes for a flop wrist, and he's right. The higher you are, the more leverage you have. So always try to be climbing. Always be climbing, ABC. Try to get to that top. So that's where I'm going to fight you. Anybody out there, if you're going to pull me, know that I'm going to be fighting for the top. I'm not diving in on you. I'm not coming down. I'm fighting for the top the whole time, all the time. And that's what I'm going to try to specialize in. So at least I have a direction, and hopefully it suits me well. I know the top of my hand is very, very strong, and I want to make it stronger. Yeah, we'll see where it goes. But thank you again for watching. I do appreciate every single one of you. Don't think that I haven't noticed the new subscribers. I have, and I appreciate you guys. Let's keep growing, and let's have some fun, all right? If you guys have any questions, please hit me up in the comment section, or look me up on Facebook, Ted Shumelnicki on Facebook, or Unapologetic Patriot. Obviously, you're watching me on YouTube. You can look me up on Instagram, too. So take it easy, guys. Have a good one.